Hi there, Jagadees. It's Andrew again. Let's jump into your final corrections straight away and see if we can make some final improvements before your exam. So once again, we could actually, I was going to say that this background statement isn't necessary, but we could combine them by doing this and this. So also, in the last decade, we're talking about the number of companies, plural. So there have been and it's an increasing number of companies. Have been increasing is past perfect continuous. And then we don't need been again. So there have been an increasing number of companies set up in larger cities to support growing market demands, which has pushed governments to think of alternative regional locations for these companies due to various reasons, such as quality of life, creating job opportunities for the local population. Let's just do that, because that sentence is now quite long. In the last decade, there have been an increasing number of companies set up, this should be two different words, in larger cities to support growing market demands, which has pushed governments to think of alternative regional locations for these companies due to various reasons such as quality of life, creating job opportunities for the local population. And then here we should say, while there are many positives to this move, it could create or it could result in additional burdens for the companies such as increased transportation costs. I would like to further explain the benefits and drawbacks of this government plan. So on the point, we could just say, regarding the benefits of companies being pushed to regional locations, I'll tell you what, actually, the next sentence could actually serve as your topic sentence. There is an increase actually, let's just say, oh no, the population in larger cities is increasing due to people seeking better job opportunities. This could, or this creates a difficult situation due to the increase in the cost of living, due to the resulting increase in the cost of living. And then, for example, in a major city, we don't say big, big is too informal. In a major city, such as, we never say like, we always use such as instead. For example, in a major city such as London, rent is double that of properties in smaller cities. And then we can say additionally, expenses such as travel, food and council tax are usually what's wrong with that one? Are usually also higher. Here we should explain what we've said so far. So, moving companies to regional locations would lower the cost of living in major cities as well as create job opportunities for the local population That's about as much as we need. So then we can say, further improving living standards. So now we have a positive paragraph. And also, when we just want to say something like this, we can just say, however, new locations could cause the companies additional expenditure, I would say, could result in additional expenditure, or actually additional company expenditure for transportation of raw materials I'm not sure this paragraph follows properly, one sec. Okay, so for transportation of raw materials and manufactured goods, so we could say, I'll tell you what, just to make this a bit smoother, a company will most likely have located their operation or I'll use your word, I like initially. A company will most likely have initially located their operation in an area with access to the nearest port. And a forced move could result in a decrease in efficiency. And then we could say, furthermore, a delivery company that previously had to transport loads to a city centre could face drastically increased costs by having to make multiple journeys to the outskirts of cities. Thus, this policy could result not only in spiraling costs, but also could contribute significantly to pollution levels as a result of the extra mileage, how many miles something has to travel. If we take a circle, the centre of that circle occupies a very small space, but the outside of that circle represents a much larger space. So if a delivery truck just has to go to the centre of the circle, it's a short trip, but if it has to go right the way around the outside of the circle, it's a much longer trip, increased costs, increased emissions, and therefore more pollution. In conclusion, the government plan to force companies to regional locations clearly has benefits for both populations in cities as well. So populations in cities as well as the outlying areas. So the outside of the circle, the outlying areas. However, here we should say there are some implications for the companies in terms of the additional cost of transportation, here we could just say, which may result in a loss of profit. We should also, if I'm going to include pollution here as well, we should really mention pollution in the last paragraph. But let me just see. Yeah, so we're writing quite a lot. My tip to you would be to try to stick to about 280 to 300 words, because this will help you. It doesn't matter how much you write, as long as you write more than 250, that's okay. What we need to do is make sure that we reason properly, support our paragraphs with examples, and normally if we start writing more than 300 words, then we introduce a lot more mistakes. So it's better to stick to less than 300, probably around 280, so that we may concentrate on the sentences that really matter. What I'll do when I send you this is I'll also send you a breakdown of reasoning in a paragraph that I wrote. This should help you to see just exactly what is necessary in a paragraph and what is not. So I'm going to speed through this one a little bit. So this is, I hope you are doing well and getting ready to travel to the UK on vacation. I'm writing this letter to inform you that there is a slight change of plan. We have a change of plans on the day of your arrival in the UK. Nothing to worry about. Let's not repeat ourselves, so it's just a minor change. It is. I plan to be on holiday the day you arrive in the UK, but unfortunately the plan has changed because of a client visit to the UK from Japan. I tried my best to avoid it, but could not do so. Could not do so because his visit this is going to happen, it didn't happen in the past, is an important meeting regarding some quality concerns about the product supplied by my company. Since I'm the head of quality, I could not avoid the meeting. I cannot avoid the meeting. It is impossible to do so. Could implies there is a condition on which you would be able to, so we should say I cannot avoid the meeting. I had planned to pick you up from the airport, because we know which airport it is, at 1:30 PM on Thursday, then go for some shopping, and then for dinner. So now we're talking about what's happening as a result of the change. But now, the plan is for you to catch a taxi home, and I can leave the keys with the next door neighbour. So neighbour next door is a fine grammatical construction, but our next door neighbour is a collocative phrase, it's a collocation. My next door neighbour. If you would like to rest, that is fine. Otherwise, my friend can accompany you for the shopping, and I can join you later for the dinner at 8 PM. Could you please let me know which plan would suit you, so that I can make the arrangements accordingly. Sorry for the change in plans. I hope you understand my situation. Expect to see you on the 10th of July and spend time with you on your vacation. Take care and have a good journey, and this should be lovingly yours, or yours truly, or whichever. But I think what you need to do in your exam is take a little bit more time over the sentences that you construct. So again, you've written 100 words over what's been asked of you. So stick to the word count as close as you can. Really concentrate on crafting those sentences that are error-free. We're looking for sentences that carry your meaning well and are free from errors. If we just concentrate on writing as much as possible, then we are likely to introduce a lot of mistakes. So I'll send this over to you now, and then I'll also forward to you my email on reasoning. But very, very best of luck in your exam. If you do need anything before then, feel free to give us an email. I'll be glad to help you out. All the best, Jagadees. Speak soon.